Hello everyone. I bring to you one more topic of UPSC essay. The topic is there can be no social justice without economic prosperity, but economic prosperity without social justice is meaningless. Okay? So which are the obvious words that come here which we have to tackle? Social justice and economic prosperity. That is what we have to understand. And other than that, there can be no social justice, right? Without economic prosperity. This is what we have to understand, and this is what we have to address. Now, according to this statement, and I agree with very much with what it says, there can be no social justice without economic prosperity. So if you want to deliver social justice, you should have the resources to do that, right? For example, if I need to help someone, I need to have the money to donate. If I am not rich enough, or I don't have enough, I will not be able to part with anything to help anybody, right? From this very small example, we can come to this, that any country has to be economically prosperous when you provide social justice. Now, what social justice are we looking at? So social justice, when we look at social justice, so what are the parameters here? You're looking at, food, education, health. Should we add health? Yes. Health. These are the basic things which we are looking at. Roti, kapda, makan to hai, but then health, I think, is also very important. Right? So health is what is also required. So for that, what do we need? We need education, we need schools. For health, we need hospitals. Right? So to provide schools and hospitals, we need funds. Right? So we need to build hospitals. So and most of the economic, and by the way, these are good, prosperous business also nowadays, especially in the COVID times and all. I mean, even otherwise, these are essentials where anybody will be required to come. There will always be a clientele. People will be coming to hospitals. People will send their children to school, no matter how difficult a situation gets. But this is one necessity which people will want. So in that way, the clientele, if I may so say, is always there. So the customer, though I wouldn't like to refer the student or the patient as a customer, but then it is one reality that there is always a flow of requirement in such places. But then to set that up, we need economic progress of a country. Every time it is not possible for the government to provide, so many times institutions provide. Coming to that, let's understand, India at this stage, we are going through a stage of deep privatization. The public sector, what happened is, in the public sector, the public took jobs. They worked very hard to get the jobs, and once they got the jobs, they took it easy. It was like live in comfort. So what happened is, especially because promotions were by seniority. I wouldn't say everybody was like that, but what happens is, we assume this was a pattern because the organization did not do well. Public sector was not meant to make profits anyway. It was to provide services, but then it could not be sustained also, I guess. They were not able to sustain it also. Though the main purpose of public sector was to provide service and not profit, I agree. But self-sustaining, at least it would have become, it was not able to do that. So now, most of the day, for example, power, electricity, that has been privatized. It is essential service which has been privatized. So when it is privatized, the rates have gone up. It was expected that the rates would not go up, but then rates did go up. Now here, there's two things. The government thought that there would be a trickle down effect. What is a trickle down effect? That when the benefit is in the higher places, it will go down to the lower places. It will go down, it will reach to the worker also. The benefit will reach down to the lowest rung of people also. But this did not happen. So one is that this did not happen. Secondly, what happened? So though they gave a lot of concessions to the business houses so that jobs, because yes, one more important thing, when you provide this service, when these services are provided, there are twofold things that happen. Something which I missed here. There are twofold things. One is the service, and something very, very important is the creation of jobs. Jobs are created. So with jobs, what happens is dignity is got. So there's a lot of dignity a person. See, anybody is happier to earn a living rather than get donations, get doles of, donations and all. That is what. So this is what dignity they will get. So jobs are also created and also the services given. Now the trickle down effect, we said this did not happen. Something else happened though. What happened is that the jigs economy happened. What is jigs economy? Permanent jobs are not given. Consultants were hired. And so they did not have to follow any rules as such, and work was got done at a lesser price for them. But the working force did not get any stabilized jobs. And especially, so this is what happened in this. One was everything went online. Because the pandemic, jobs were lost. Because business was only scaled down. Salaries were reduced. There was a lot of injustice done here. And injustice, not done here, I would say, injustice happened to the deprived classes, right? So this because there were no jobs. The daily wage earners had a lot of problems. There's a lot of social injustice in a way to them. And then this was happening. Everything was going online. Number of employees were being shed or reduced. So the employees were being reduced. So do you think reduced? Now to look at it, look at automation that's happening. Second, economy was one thing. Second thing I said was automation. For example, we have the fast tag system. What happened with the fast tax system? All the staff that was there for collecting toll tax was rendered unemployed. Now, though we are keeping pace with the developed, economically prosperous countries, but we have to understand that we are overpopulated and we need to provide jobs for our people and our brethren also. So then what happens? With this, I don't think it was almost it's nice for those who are in the cars and who can go fast, but then we had to pay a price, and who paid the price? The socially deprived people. Did we do social justice? Did the economically prosperous do social justice to the socially downtrodden people? No. So this is the case which you can say this did not happen, right? So this is one thing, trickle down effect, right? And this did not happen, and automation also deprived them further. Got that? Other than that, what happens is in a country like ours, which is very caste driven, the economically progress could also be the landlords and others. Okay, so and what do? They will muffle up to whom the workers or laborers and other people, the lower caste people. The women are not treated well, they are not treated with dignity, and there would be cases where they're molested or even raped. And then to make worse, first of all, social justice is not given to them. Even by society, social justice, but justice is not given, or if it is given, it's given delayed. Justice delayed is justice denied, as it is said. But then that is not given. And when they want to take up the cause, there are some people who will take the cause, then their voices are muffled, either with money or with blackmail or whatever, or the fear or that talk of our country that to have a name, your name will get spoiled or naam badnaam ho jayega, and all those things. So that is not going to help. But then what is it? Social injustice happens. To whom? To the underdeprived people. At the hands of whom? Economically prosperous people. The economically prosperous people do that, whether it is at workplace, to the workers, or at the farms and other places. Whether it is rural or urban, that is happening. So that is one another thing that is happening, right? So this should not happen. The other thing is, even when you talk about factories, when there are factories, what happens is there are pollutants. The atmosphere is polluted. Factories, there's a lot of pollution. They will evade the law. Law is evaded. Pollution is there, rampant pollution. And what happens? The quality of air will reduce. Quality of air. Is this social justice? Is this right? This is one of the worst forms of social injustice. You don't even leave the air pure because you're harming the community, the resources of community, the basic facilities that are required of air and water, and you're spoiling that. So this is again social injustice in the hands of the economically prosperous. Right? So these are the various ways in which you can bring up this answer, how economic prosperity is required. Only then you will be able to set up schools and colleges and other places. That is also there. And everything, even for that huge flyovers which we have, without the economically well-doing industries, that would have not been possible. Once they are constructed, then we pay the toll. That is there. Undeniably, that is true. But it is also true, they are the one who create social injustice. This part is very clear. The other thing is, economically prosperous. If they are economically prosperous, but they spend only on themselves. They go on their tours, world tours and other things, and have wonderful cars and what else? What else can you think of? I mean, you can have a lavish lifestyle. You can have a 48th story building, whatever. You can do all that. And is it meaningful for society? Who cares? What have you done for society? Who's going to remember you afterwards? So, it is meaningless, though it may reflect in GDP. Because even if you're spending, it will come up as the GDP will go up, or the country progress will look, and development is happening, but that sort of development is meaningless. It is absolutely meaningless if you are not contributing to society. It's worse when you make it worse for society, but this is also meaningless. Right? The only hope. The only hope is that the government has said all these economic progressive countries should have a CSR. They should have corporate social responsibilities. They have some parameters according to which, depending on the turnover or net profit or net worth, they have parameters whereby those above that limit have to file a report of where they spend their money, which is supposed to be for corporate social responsibility where they spend the money. And under this, there are a lot of headings of education, health, women empowerment, um, and social welfare. Many factors are here. So if the government can, tighten its reins here and make sure they deliver, then also to a great extent economically prosperous will be able to provide meaning to the socially deprived lives of socially deprived. Okay, so I hope these inputs will help you to write the essay, and you can make sense out of this, and you can add your own points. Remember, I always say this, and again I want to say, essay should be yours. Every essay should be yours. You can get some inputs here, but then you have to do your own research and come up with the essay and write your own essay. It has to be yours only, then it will be nice. So this is the Kulwant Kaur and from IS Primus. All the best. God bless you.